Here are some things you might not know about the book publishing industry. Thousands and thousands of books are published every year, both by the big 5 publishing companies and their offshoots and by independent publishing companies or author publishers. Of those thousands of books that are published, only a handful are really given support. The publishing companies decide, this is who we think is going to have some traction this year. So we're going to throw our money behind these few writers or these few books. What that means is that you may never even hear about thousands of books that were published this year. Another thing that you might want to know is that publishing companies expect their authors to do the vast amount of the heavy lifting of publicity. Authors need to have social media accounts. That's fine. They also need to set up their own book tours and often pay for their own book tours, going bookstore to bookstore to bookstore, hoping to sell enough copies at those bookstores to cover even the expenses of their tour. That doesn't happen very often. They're responsible for trying to get news coverage, interviews, podcasts, co-blog writing, anything that they can possibly do to get visibility and reader attention. This is all while they're also trying to write their next book. To get attention by the big 5 publishers, you need to have an agent. To get an agent is a multi-year process. What a writer does is research what agents are looking for. Agents will post in various places what they want to find. And what you as a writer most often will see is, I want the next fill in the blank with the most recent popular wild seller. That agent could take another 2 years to sell your novel. Once that novel is sold, it usually takes another 2 years for the book to come before your readers. Here's what I'm asking you as readers to do. Visit your local libraries, visit your bookstores even better. Ask your librarians, ask the bookstores, can you please recommend an independently published book that you have read that you think is really good, that I might never have heard of? They're happy to do that. They're excited to do it. And in that way, you support the thousands of other writers out there, really good writers out there, for whom the heavy lift of getting their book in front of you sometimes feels insurmountable. You might be so surprised and so thrilled by something new and fresh and fabulous.